It's been 10 seasons since The Walking Dead came out, and the show is still going strong. The 11th and final season is set to release in November of this year. That's not the only thing fans are looking forward to right now, though. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan, who play Negan and Maggie, are returning in a spin-off called Isle of the Dead. Let's look at this and more in this video. First up, what's this new spin-off about? Well, the characters in this spin-off are going to be in an overrun Manhattan. Of course, everyone is just visiting in this short 6-episode spin-off, but because we know the characters, we're bracing ourselves for a lot of adventures, good and bad. Filming for Isle of the Dead just started in June, and so far, we have a single photo from the set of the spin-off, which shows Negan and Maggie with the City of Lights right behind them. There's a lot of intense energy radiating off of that one photo. That's about the only insider source we have about this new spin-off. We won't really know much until official teasers and trailers are released, and who knows when that'll be. Still, fans are very excited to see what this short spin-off could hold. There's many possibilities. They're not going to be without any official info forever. As time passes, fans are going to be able to get a bigger insight into what's going on with the show, so definitely keep an eye out. Now, a bit more about what Negan and Maggie are doing in this spin-off. Isle of the Dead isn't the only spin-off in the works from the Walking Dead universe. Still, it makes sense why there's one focused on only Negan and Maggie, since they're quite literally fan favorites. Right at the beginning of The Walking Dead, he established himself as the leader of the Saviors, which is a community of survivors. His character development was also pretty great, and a lot of The Walking Dead fans think that he's the best character on the show, despite the fact that he's a villain. Now, of course, we won't spoil the whole thing for you by telling you everything, but Negan is a character who's full of surprises. Even though he's a villain, he's a pretty funny one and brings a lot of light humor to the show. It's really interesting how he and Maggie start to get close, despite the fact that he literally killed her husband. Of course, this makes his character super complex, but that's why it makes complete sense to have a whole spin-off about him and Maggie. Also, Maggie definitely isn't letting him off the hook easily, because Negan explained his side of the story and did so pretty well. So we can't wait to see what things are going to be like in Isle of the Dead. Apparently, this series is going to take these characters to their limits, and we just can't wait to see it. Next, they've even finished filming the pilot, and it looks like even the actors are pretty excited. Like we said, there's not a lot of info on this new spin-off series yet, but one thing's for sure, we know it's happening. It was just announced on August 8th that the stars Lauren Cohan and Jeffrey Dean Morgan have finished filming. According to the two protagonists of the show, things are looking pretty exciting so far, but of course, they didn't want to spoil anything, so they're still keeping a lot of stuff under wraps. Lauren Cohan made things a bit more exciting for fans by saying very vaguely that stuff has obviously happened for Maggie and Negan. Morgan also said that the change of setting is going to shock viewers because they're used to rural old Virginia, and Manhattan is a huge change compared to it. This is something that the fans have never seen, and that's exactly why, according to Jeffrey, this spin-off series is going to knock your socks off. They just made things a heck of a lot more exciting for fans, especially those who have been silently rooting for Negan ever since he was introduced in The Walking Dead. Now, more about what New York City is like during the apocalypse. Like Jeffrey said, New York is very different from good old Virginia, and fans are definitely going to feel this difference in the Isle of the Dead. Lauren Yaconelli, who's on the production team for The Walking Dead Season 11, talked about how New York is like a whole decade into the apocalypse, and the vibes are pretty creepy. The whole city is crawling with 1 million walkers, and rats, and all the other gross and rotten creatures that you can think of. We can imagine exactly how Maggie and Negan would fit into this situation. Gimple, who's the executive producer, talks about how New York City is a madhouse, and how Maggie and Negan are going to be swept into this madhouse. We just can't wait to see what's going to happen, honestly. Finally, key info if you're a fan who can't wait for the spin-off. Well, there's not a lot of info on this 6-episode series just yet, but we've told you most of what there is to know so far. If you're a diehard The Walking Dead fan, a few more spin-offs are coming to your screen in 2023 too, so be on high alert for those too. There's going to be another 6 6-episode series on Michonne and Rick, as well as Daryl. It's so exciting to see all these characters get their own shows with their own backstories, because they definitely deserve it. Also, this Negan and Maggie spinoff might not be called Isle of the Dead for much longer. AMC is giving it a new title, The Walking Dead: Dead City. Seems pretty fitting to us. What do you think? We're eagerly waiting on the network to release some more news about this spinoff, because fans are definitely excited. Next year is going to be a great one for all TWD fans. Now, let's move on to some other TV show related news. Firstly, HBO just released some The Last of Us footage, and oh boy, the video game caused quite a stir amongst fans of it, and people were very excited to finally play it when it came out. Now though, it looks like HBO is going to be releasing a TV show based on the widely popular video game, and the writers have promised that it's not going to be a disappointment at all. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are playing the post-apocalyptic survivors Joel and Ellie, and the new footage seems pretty intense. Joel and Ellie are trying to make their way around a snowy, fungus-infested bridge with a broken side view mirror, so things are looking pretty bleak for them. Well, a lot of people think that this captures the essence of the video game, and a lot of people are bracing themselves for a disappointment. Do you think The Last of Us is going to do well? Next, Keanu Reeves is going to make his US TV debut soon. We all know Keanu as the unproblematic legend who is aging like fine wine, but the Matrix star is soon going to be making his TV debut in the US. Devil in the White City is based on Eric Larson's best-selling book. The book basically talks about the murder castle near the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. The production and the cast is quite literally star-studded. Keanu is going to be the executive producer on the show, and Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio are going to be working on producing the story. Overall, this project seems huge. It's going to be released sometime in 2024, and we just can't wait. Finally, Hillary Clinton talks about some difficult topics on Gutsy trailer. The ex-Secretary of State and almost President of the United States is soon going to have a show on Apple TV called Gutsy, where she's going to be tackling some difficult areas and topics to navigate as a woman. Hillary's not the only host on the show though, because her daughter Chelsea and other various guests make an appearance in the 8-part docuseries. The trailer for Gutsy was just released, and Hillary Clinton talks about a very sensitive topic: her husband's affair with his aide at the White House back in the 90s. You've definitely heard of Monica Lewinsky. If you don't know who the actual person is, you've probably heard her being referenced in pop culture quite a lot. In the trailer, Clinton talks about how it wasn't an easy journey to stay with her husband after he cheated on her, and it's not what every woman should do, simply because it's not the best for them. Hillary says that staying with Bill, even after this whole scandal, was definitely gutsy, hence the name of the show. Just this trailer has our hopes up for the rest of the docuseries. We can't wait to see the whole thing when it comes out. Everything seems pretty intense. That's a wrap for this video. What are you most excited about with this new TWD spinoff? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.